Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and you can tell by the smile on my face. I got it. She's back. My favorite coach, Katrin Becker. Katrin, how are you today?
I'm so good. Michael, I've missed you.
I know I miss you too. I haven't heard about chickens. I haven't heard about the farm. I don't know what's going on in your life anymore. You've just been so busy.
I have. We've been blowing and going. I don't know how it's November already, to be honest.
All right, so today we're going to talk about follow up, right? Profits in a
Yeah.
follow up. Let's talk a little bit about it and why is it so important?
So, this is the kind of background of why I wanted to bring this up. So, when I'm working with my clients, we are really working a lot on the mental side of things and the emotional side that might be holding them back in their life and in business. And I was working with a solopreneur, and we started talking about what was going on in his business recently. And he mentioned something interesting. And he's like, I know I need to follow up. I know that, fortune is in the follow up, the phrase that we all know. He's like, but I can't make myself do it. He goes, I feel so like scuzzy when I follow up with people, like I'm bothering them. And so this is kind of a really common thing that a lot of people struggle with. Not everyone does, but we know we're meant to follow up, but then we have these emotional blockages and feelings around it. So even if we do follow up, it's got kind of this ick feeling that comes with it, and that can really make the follow up not be as productive as it needs to be. And then it becomes this self fulfilling prophecy that we go, oh, we're going to make them feel yucky. And then we feel yucky. And then they feel yucky. And then we go, oh, see, I was right. They feel yucky. I just shouldn't follow up anymore. So I thought it's a really interesting concept to bring up. And I thought you're my favorite person to discuss this kind of stuff with. So this seemed like a perfect place to do
Well,
it.
it is. It's so funny. It's because people don't realize it's a minimum of, usually about 12 times that you got to touch somebody before they can actually, move forward. And why do you think it is, because you deal with more of the emotional stuff with me, why do you think it is that we feel icky about it?
Oh my goodness. Well, think about as, I know you've got kids too. Think about as kids, like as kids, you don't have that belief yet that you're bothering someone. I know when my kids are motivated to get something, it's mom, 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 right? But over time, if we're like telling them to stop all the time, we kind of create that pattern in their head that if I'm following up with someone to try to get what I want, I'm bothering them. And that's something that a lot of us can relate to that we experienced as children, and the things we experience as children follow us into adulthood. And so there's this kind of thought like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bother them. So when I coached this client through, and we did some work aside from this, that's deeper than what we're going on in this short conversation. But what we really talked about is, why are you following up with them? Is it just to get a sale, or is it because you truly believe that the product and service that you're offering is going to help them? And he's like, I know it's going to help them. I know it's going to save them money. It's going to be better for them. And I was like, well, think about it from that perspective, because we are all assaulted with advertisements, emails, text messages all the time. I mean, our social media is full of ads, that it's really easy to forget about that kind of stuff. And if we're coming out of it at a place of like, hey, I know we're busy, I know this can help you, like, let's talk more about it, like, and really coming at it from a place of less of the features of what we're selling and more of what they're going to get at the end, like what's in it for them, how are they going to really be impacted by this product or service at the end, and having that energy and coming up with the follow-up and being kind of removed yourself from the outcome, right? Like it's not like I have to have this sale. It's more of just this would be really great for them. If they choose it, great. If they don't choose it, that's okay too.
Yeah, I think it comes out. I know you didn't hear my opening today, and I was talking from one of my mentors, Carl Bryan, and when he says this, he says, we're stuck selling because we suck at marketing, and we have to market because we don't believe in our product. And this is where it comes to. If you really believe in your product and it's going to do what you say it's going to do to add value, then you shouldn't be feeling bad about follow up because I look at this and I just came back from a week coaching seminar and they preach into us if we don't do what we're supposed to do as business coaches, we lead to divorce and suicide and this because that's what happens when businesses fail. And that's why we've got to be the best in what we're going to do. So how do you get your clients to really believe in their product?
That's a lot of mental work. It takes several sessions of going through that too. And it's usually not that they don't believe in their product. It's usually they don't believe in themselves. And that's really what it comes down to, feelings of not being good enough, not being strong enough, not believing in themselves. And you see this a lot too when people go from selling someone else's product to selling themselves, that they really had those stumbling blocks because they don't have that core belief in themselves that what they are, who they are, is good enough to do what they say it's going to do. So there's a lot of work in belief and rewriting those childhood patterns I mentioned of the parent being like, not now, not now, and rewiring that in the brain so that it fires and wires differently.
Well, I think you said it earlier. You said, as children, we're like, I want, I want, I want, I want, and it's a total rewire because it's not about me. If we're making it, if we're doing what we do just to make money, we're gonna suck at it. We're gonna sell, and that's what we're gonna be forced to do. But if we're gonna go to actually add value, that's a totally different outlook on what we're doing, right?
A completely different outlook, and it changes your complete energy and vibe, because even though we don't
Mhm.
totally understand how that works, we all have been around a certain person
Right.
where it's like, ugh, I just don't like being around them, or
Yep.
oh my gosh, I love being around them. And it's just that kind of vibe that people are putting out there. So even if it's just in a email or a text message or something like that where you're not hearing it, people can still feel it when they get it. Like, ugh, this is kind of like reeking of desperation. Like they just want the sale, they don't care about me. But when our customers can feel and clients can feel heard and seen, that their needs are being met, that's when it really switches, because it's not that they don't want the product, they don't want the ugh that comes with it.
Yeah, it's funny. Is I went through this last night on LinkedIn with a lady. She sent me a message like, "We getting spammed right now," and I actually responded to her. It's like, "What? You want the goodies without taking me to dinner first?" And she's just like, "Oh my!" That was her reaction. And I go, "Look, you made an assumption that I needed your product. You didn't even get to know me, and that's what happens right now with social media. We're trying to go so fast, and we just don't get through and make a connection first, and that's what we really need to do." So you're very helpful to people on this, and we've only got about 45 seconds left. So if they want to hire my favorite coach, how do they do it?
They can reach out to me. They can email me at katrin@optimizeme.com or kat@optimizeme. Both of them work because I know sometimes people can't spell Katrin, so I receive both emails. But they can also go to my Instagram, which is relax_with_Katrin. Find me on social media. I mean, I'm all over. I'm on TikTok. I'm on LinkedIn. So there's lots of different ways to find me just by searching Katrin Becker, Catryn.
I know you're there because I see you all day. All day and every day you show up in my feed, and I'm so happy to do it. So let's not make it so long next time. And thanks for texting me last night. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, you have a great day. We'll see you soon, Katrin. This is Michael Rager, your business guide here on Now Media Television. We'll be back with more Biz Talk TV right after this.